Good morning, all. In previous lecture, we have seen some examples in which we have to apply the De Moivre's theorem. So let us see the more examples. So if alpha beta are the roots of the equation x square minus 2 root 3x plus 4 equal to 0, then prove that alpha cube plus beta cube equal to 0. So here we have given that the alpha beta are the two roots of this quadratic equation. So you can see this is your quadratic equation in x square, x and constant. So this is your quadratic equation. So one step you can do that this quadratic equation has the two roots, and we can find these two roots by using the b square minus 4ac, that is your general formula. So find the two roots of this equation by using the theoretical formula. So which one is x equal to minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a if the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c, so equal to 0. So compare this given equation with this quadratic equation. So we have a equal to 1, b equal to minus 2 root 3 and c equal to 4. So by comparing this theoretical quadratic equation with this given equation, we get ABC values. Put these ABC values here, we get the roots after simplification. So x equal to minus b, that is 2 root 3 plus minus root b square, that is 2 root 3 square is 4 into 3. 2 root 3 square is 4 into root 3 square, that is 3, 4 into 3 minus 4ac, 4 into a into c, that is 4 into 4 upon 2a, 2 into 1 is 2. 2 root 3 plus minus, now simplify this, 12 minus 16 upon 2, 2 root 3 plus minus 12 minus 16 is minus 4. So take this square root separately to this minus 1 and to this 4. So square root 4 is 2 and square root minus 1 is, it is the value, fixed value, that is I. So I root 4 is 2. So 2I upon 2. Take 2 common from this numerator and cancel with the denominator. So 2 into root 3 plus minus I upon 2. So 2 get cancelled, we get root 3 plus minus I. So these are the two roots. First root is root 3 plus I, second root is root 3 minus I. So by theoretical formula, we have calculated the two roots of this quadratic equation. But again it is given that the quadratic equation has the two roots which are alpha and beta, and by theoretical formula we got these two roots. So now we can assume this one of the root is alpha and another root will be beta. So let us assume alpha equal to root 3 plus I and beta equal to root 3 minus I. Now prove that we have to prove that alpha cube plus beta cube equal to 0. So consider the left side. So what we have done here, what are the steps for this example? This quadratic equation has the two roots, and we calculated the two roots by using the theoretical formula b square minus 4ac formula. And one root we have assumed alpha because it is given in the example that alpha beta are the two roots of this equation, and we got these two roots. So we have to assume this first alpha root as one and beta root as the another one. So alpha beta roots we got here. Now consider the left side. So put the alpha beta values here. So root 3 plus I cube, root 3 minus I cube. Now expand the cube. So by using a plus b bracket cube, a minus b bracket cube. So a plus b bracket cube is a square plus 3a square b, a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube, and a minus b bracket cube formula is just put the alternate plus minus sign. So a cube plus, then minus, then plus, then minus. So here a value is root 3, b value is I, a value is root 3, b value is I. So put a, b values in this first and second formula respectively and solve this and simplify this left side. We have to prove that this left side equal to 0. So we have to simplify this. So by expanding this cube by using these two formulas. So a cube, that is root 3 cube. Root 3 cube is root 3 into root 3 into root 3. So root 3 into root 3 is 3. Root 3, keep this root 3 as it is. So root 3 cube is 3 root 3 plus 3 a square. Root 3 square is 3. into b I plus 3ab square, a is root 3, b square I square plus b cube I cube. Same terms are there, write these terms with alternate plus minus signs, plus minus plus minus. Now simplify this plus sign and minus term get cancelled, then I cube minus I cube. Don't simplify this I cube because these two terms are same, so you can cancel directly. So I cube minus I cube get cancelled, then 3 root 3 plus 3 root 3, 2 times are there, so 2 3 root 3 plus 2 3 root 3 I square. So put I square value, that is minus 1, 2 into 3 is 6, 6 root 3 minus 1, that is 6 root 3, 2 into 3 is 6, then minus 6 root 3, 6 root 3 minus 6 root 3 is 0. So we get the RHS. Or we are simplifying this by using general your expansion formulae, a plus b bracket q formula and a minus b bracket q formula. Instead of this formulae, you can simplify this by using by converting the complex numbers into cosine form or into polar form. And if you convert this Cartesian form, this is your Cartesian form. Cartesian form into polar form. Polar form is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Z is equal to x plus iy. So its polar form is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. This is your polar form. So for converting into polar form, we have to find r and theta. So r has the formula square root of x square plus y square. And we have to check this complex number in which quadrant. So this is in first quadrant, this is in first value is positive, x value, this is your x value by comparing this complex number with x plus iy. So x value is root 3, that is positive, y value is minus 1, that is negative. So plus minus, so this is your plus and minus, that is your second quadrant. So in first quadrant, theta value is alpha, that is tan inverse y by x. And in second quadrant, theta value is pi minus alpha. Alpha is your tan inverse y by x. So use this formula and convert these two complex numbers into polar form. So this is your root 3 plus I means 2 cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6. To this complex number, r is 2 by using this formula, and quadrant wise theta equal to tan inverse y by x, the angle will be pi by 6, and root 3 minus I has the polar form this. And then using the De Moivre's theorem, you can simplify and get the right side as 0. So this is the OR method. You can convert these two complex numbers into polar form. Polar form contains the cosine term, and if you have the cosine term and with some power, cube power or any power, then you can use the De Moivre's theorem. So here convert these two complex numbers into polar form and use De Moivre's theorem, we get the answer. Or you can apply the general formula, expansion formula, and get the right side. Next is prove that 4nth power of 1 plus 7i upon 2 minus I bracket square is minus 4 raised to n. So here directly the sentence is given to prove that 4nth power of this term is this. So this term is given. So first we have to simplify this term and then take its 4nth power, and as if you get the complex number in the power form, you can easily use or easily apply the De Moivre's theorem. So for that we have to convert this, or we have to simplify this term first. So consider this 1 plus 7i upon 2 minus I square. So expand this square, a minus b bracket square, apply this formula. So a square minus twice ab plus b square. So 4 minus 4i plus I square. I square value is minus 1. So 4 minus 4i minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 minus 4i, 1 plus 7i. Now again you can simplify this, because this is of the type, this is the complex number of the type numerator upon denominator. And if this type of numerator upon denominator or 1 upon denominator type complex number we get or we have, then there is a typical method we have to use to simplify that type of complex number, that is rationalization process. So here we are using rationalization method to simplify this type of complex number. So multiply and divide by conjugate of this denominator. So conjugate of this denominator is 3 plus 4i. Multiply and divide, then bracket multiplication we have to take 3 plus 4i plus 7 into 3 21i plus 28i square upon here don't take the bracket multiplication, use the a minus b a plus b formula, that is a square minus b square, or you can use the bracket multiplication directly. So 3a square, that is 3 square 9 minus b square is 4i square, that is 16i square. Again put I square equal to minus 1, that is plus 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. 3 minus, again put I square, so 3 minus 28 minus 25 plus 25. Take 25 common and cancel with the denominator. We have this complex number. So this is the numerator upon denominator term is given, and by using the by square expansion, then rationalization, we get the simpler complex number. So it is easy, and it is easy to take the power 4nth power of this complex number rather this complex number. So this term we have simplified by the using rationalization step. So this is your minus 1 plus I. Then take the, we have to take the 4nth power. So 4nth power of this term means 4nth power of this. So minus 1 plus I raised to 4n. Now how to simplify this type of equation with power? It is the hint we have to remember that as there is a general hint that if the complex number is of the form numerator upon denominator or 1 upon denominator form, then there is a typical step rationalization method we have to use. Similarly, if there is a power term, complex number and its power, to then how to simplify power complex number its power term? Then there is a typical, there are the two steps, typical steps, that we have to convert this complex number into polar form and then use De Moivre's theorem. So convert into polar form and then De Moivre's theorem we have to use. Then only you can simplify this type of power term. So convert this minus 1 plus I into polar form. So its polar form is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. This is your formula. Now minus 1 plus I means x value is minus 1, that is negative, y value is plus 1, that is positive. So this is your minus plus means second quadrant. So in second quadrant, theta is your pi minus alpha and r is your square root of x square plus y square. So here x is, by comparing this complex number with x plus iy, x is minus 1 and y is 1. So put in this r formula, square root of x square. So minus 1 square plus x value is minus 1, y value is 1. So x square plus y square. So minus 1 square plus 1 square. So by simplifying we get r equal to root 2 and theta equal to pi minus alpha. Alpha is tan inverse y by x. So tan inverse 1 upon minus 1. That is tan inverse minus 1 is pi by 4. So pi minus pi by 4. So you can find this tan inverse minus 1 by using the calci. And I have shown in the first lecture, I think, how to find this type of term on calcium. So here we get, by cross multiplication we get 4 pi minus pi, that is 3 pi by 4. So here r equal to root 2, theta equal to 3 pi by 4. Put this r theta values in this polar form, we get minus 1 plus I equal to root 2 into cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. Bracket raised to keep this power as it is. So in this step we have converted this minus 1 plus I into polar form. Then take power separately. So root 2 raised to 4n and this bracket raised to 4n. So bracket raised to 4n means now you can apply, as we have converted this Cartesian complex number into polar form, and this polar form contains cosine term that is similar to the De Moivre's theorem. So you can use the De Moivre's theorem to eliminate this power. So take the power separately, root 2 raised to 4n and this bracket raised to 4n means apply De Moivre's theorem now. That is multiply this 4n power to this angle. So we have cos 3 pi by 4 4n plus I sin 3 pi by 4 4n. Simplify this, cos 3n pi plus I sin 3n pi. So root 2 raised to 4n means, how to simplify this, because if you use the calci, then there is a n which is unknown here. So we have to orally simplify this term. So root 2 raised to 4n means, take the root 2 raised to 4 only and then bracket raised to n separately. So root 2 raised to 4 means 4 times root 2. This is 2, this is 2, that is 4 and raised to n. So we get 4. Root 2 raised to 4 means 4. Root 2, root 2, root 2, root 2, 4 times, that is 4 value, and then write this nth power as it is. So 4 raised to n. So root 2 raised to 4n means 4 raised to n. Cos 3n pi, 4 get cancelled. So cos 3n pi plus I sin 3n pi. So how to, this is the unknown angle. So how to simplify this? Because there is a n unknown term is there which contains an angle. So again we can use the De Moivre's theorem in reverse order. That is, this is your cos theta plus I sin theta raised to n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So if the power is there, left side is the power term and right side is the power merging term. And here this is your power merging term, that is the right side is given and we have to apply the De Moivre's theorem in the reverse power, in the reverse order, that is we have to take the power. So which power? So take this n power separately. So cos 3 pi plus I sin 3 pi raised to n. So here we have applied De Moivre's theorem in reverse order. That is, we are taking the power separately, or we have separated the n into power form. You can do this by using De Moivre's theorem in reverse order. So here if you simplify this, or if you apply the De Moivre's theorem here, so what we get? Cos 3 pi n plus I sin 3 pi n. That is the same answer. So here to simplify this type of value, in some steps we have to apply De Moivre's theorem in reverse order. So take this n, which is the unknown value, unknown term, take in the power by using De Moivre's theorem. Then you can calculate cos 3 pi and sin 3 pi. So cos 3 pi value is, on calci you can type cos 3 pi, but this pi is in the radian form, this angle is in the radian form, hence your calci must be in the radian setting, and then type cos 3 pi etc., cos 3 pi and sin 3 pi. And or in formulae we have the shortcut formulae for finding this type of angles. So for the circle, cos circle and sin circle, 3 pi is here, 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. So 3 pi is here. So cos, for cos here 0. So cos 3 pi is here. So cos 0 is 1. So here it must be minus 1. And for sin, again there is a 3 pi here. So sin 0 is 0. So again there will be 0. So sin 3 pi is 0, cos 3 pi is minus 1. So these type of shortcut formulae you can use directly, or you can use the calci. But on calci we have to set the calci in the radian mode. Then only you can type the radian angle, that is in the form of pi. The radian angle means in the form of pi. So cos 3 pi is minus 1, sin 3 pi is 0. Minus 1 plus I 0, that is minus 1 raised to n. So 4 raised to n minus 1 raised to n. So merge this power. So 4 into minus 1, 4 into minus 1 bracket raised to n. So 4 into minus 1 is minus 4 raised to n. So what we get? The given term, its 4nth power will give you the answer minus 4 raised to n. That is your required answer. So how to simplify or how to solve this example? Let us revise this. So this is your term and we have to take the 4nth power of this term, and which will give you the answer as minus 4 raised to n. So first we simplify this term by squaring the denominator, then rationalization method we get the one complex number. Then we have to take the this complex number with the power 4n. 4nth power means power is 4n. So its power is 4n. Now to simplify this type of example, because this term 4nth power of this term should be minus 4 raised to n. So the answer is given. So to get this answer we have to simplify this. So how we can simplify this? So there are two main steps, that is we are converting or we are converted the given complex number into polar form, and then using the De Moivre's theorem we get the answer. Next is, if x raised to r equal to cos pi by 2 raised to r plus I sin pi by 2 raised to r, then prove that x1 x2 x3 up to infinity equal to minus 1, x0 x1 x2 x3 up to infinity equal to 1. So here rth value is given for x, that is cos pi by 2 raised to r plus I sin pi by 2 raised to r. And in particularly we have to take the product of x1 x2 x3 up to infinity and x0 x1 x2 up to infinity, and we have to prove that the answer is minus 1 and 1. So first, to prove this type of particular values, we have to first find x0 x1 x2 x3, and as up to infinity we can't take the values, hence for simplification find the values up to x3 or x4. So this is your xr. Then what is the value of x0? That is, we have to put r equal to 0, we get x0 value. Put r equal to 1, we get x1 value. Put r equal to 2, we get x2. Put r equal to 3, we get x3 value. So we have x0 equal to cos pi upon 2 raised to z plus I sin pi upon 2 raised to z. That is, we have to only replace r equal to 0, 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 0. R equal to 1, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 1. R equal to 2, r equal to 3. So here x0 is cos pi upon 2, anything raised to 0 is 1, so cos pi plus I sin pi. Then x1 is cos pi upon 2 raised to 1, so cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. Then x2 is cos pi by 2 square, that is cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. So it is enough to get the values or to find the values up to x3. We can prove the results. So here LHS is, first LHS is x1 x2 x3 etc. up to infinity. So only put the first three values. So x1 x2 x3 is x1 x1 x2 and x3. This is, so put x1 cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, x2 cos pi by 2 square plus I sin pi by 2 square. So we are not simplifying this 2 square 2 cube because whatever the terms are given to prove, this is in the series form, dotted lines, that is in the series form. So in the series form we have to use some formulae, that's why we are not simplifying these terms, 2 square 2 cube etc. You can easily understand in the further steps. So let us see, x1 is this, x2 is 2 square pi by 2 square, x3 is cos pi by 2 cube etc. Now what is the product of this type of complex numbers? So there is a De Moivre's property that take the addition of these angles only. So the product of complex numbers means take the addition of angles. So cos, write as it is, pi by 2 plus pi by 2 square plus pi by 2 cube etc. Plus I sin, again take the same addition of these angles. So pi by 2 plus pi by 2 square plus pi by 2 cube etc. Now simplify this bracket. These two brackets are same, so simplify only one. So consider pi by 2 plus pi by 2 square plus pi by 2 cube etc. So take pi by 2 common, we are simplifying only this bracket. So take pi by 2 common, so in bracket 1 plus we have taken pi by 2, so remaining term is 1 by 2, then 1 by 2 square, 1 by 2 cube etc. So pi by 2 as it is. So this is your series, and which is similar to this series. So these are some series formulae. So that's why we are not simplifying this 2, 2 square, 2 cube etc. So here if we have this type of addition 1 plus x square plus x cube etc., then you can add this type of terms up to infinity directly by using this formula 1 upon 1 minus x. So here if you compare this series with this, here x value is 1 by x. So put here 1 upon 1 minus x, that is 1 minus half. So 1 upon 1 minus half. So this formula we have used here. So 1 upon 1 minus half, that is 1 by 2. 1 upon 1 by 2 is 2. So it is only pi. So hence this bracket has the value only pi by using this formula. So this is the formula we have to remember. So put this value pi here. Cos pi plus I sin pi, and cos pi value is -1. By circle 0 pi. So here cos 0 is 1, cos pi is -1. So cos pi is -1, and for sin pi is here. So sin 0 is 0. So again it is 0. So sin pi is 0, or you can use the calcium. Sin pi is 0, cos pi is -1. So -1 plus I into 0 is -1. So here LHS equal to we get -1. That is the required answer. Now consider second LHS is x naught to infinity. That is just we have to add x naught value. Here the series starts from x1, and here we have to take the series from x naught. So x naught value is cos pi plus I sin pi, or you can use the first. Don't take the simplified equation, take this directly because it is series. So cos pi by 2 raised to 0, pi by 2 raised to 1, pi by 2 square, etc. So these are the brackets, or x naught value, x1 value, x2 value, etc. And then you have to take the product of this type of complex numbers. So apply the De Moivre's theorem property. That is just we have to take the angle addition. This is your property. So take the addition. So cos pi by 2 raised to 0 plus pi by 2 raised to 1, pi by 2 square, etc. plus I sin pi by 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 square. Because all the complex numbers has the middle sign plus, hence we are taking addition of these angles. This is your property. Now consider the brackets separately to simplify this. So take the pi common. 2 raised to anything raised to 0 is 1. So pi plus pi by 2, etc. Take pi common. So in bracket 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 2 cube, etc. So this is again a series 1 plus x square plus x cube, etc. So the formula has the value 1 upon 1 minus x. Here x value is 1 by 2. So again same formula we have to apply here. So 1 minus 1 by 2, that is half, that is 2. So we get 2 pi. So this series has the value 2 pi. So put here. So cos 2 pi plus I sin 2 pi. Cos 2 pi value is, where is the 2 pi angle? 0 pi 2 pi. So here cos 0 value is 1. So cos 2 pi value is again 1. And for sin, again here 2 pi. Before 2 pi there is an angle 0. So sin 0 is 0. So again also for 2 pi value is 0. So sin 2 pi is 0, cos 2 pi is 1. So we get 1. Right side answer. Next is this you can take a assignment or homework example. If x raised to r equal to cos pi by 2 raised to r plus I sin pi by 2 raised to r, then prove that x1, x2, x3, etc. equal to I, x0, x1, x2, etc. equal to minus I. So same example is this. You can use this for reference and solve this example. Then seventh example is prove that 1 plus root 3i bracket raised to n plus 1 minus root 3i bracket raised to n equal to 2 raised to n plus 1 cos 2 n pi by 3. So how to solve that? Take the hint as convert this 1 plus root 3i and 1 minus root 3i into polar form. Then apply the De Moivre's theorem for nth power. Apply the De Moivre's theorem. And then you can get this, and then take the addition, we get the answer. It is easy. So take this hint as there is a power with Cartesian complex number with some power. Cartesian complex number with some power. If this type of complex number is there with some power, then definitely there are the two steps we have to use. These are the general hint or general step, as the rationalization method is general step, or you can take as a hint. So this is the general, that complex number raised to some power means definitely we have to use, or definitely we have to use these two steps, that is polar form, convert the given complex number into polar form and use the De Moivre's theorem for the power. You will get the right side answer. Then next is, again take this homework. If A, B, C are this in terms of cosine, the values are given. A value is cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha, B value is cos 2 beta plus I sin 2 beta plus and C equal to cos 2 gamma. This is your beta. Angle notations are there, and this is gamma. So cos 2 beta I sin 2 beta, cos 2 gamma I sin 2 gamma, and we have to prove that square root of AB upon C plus C upon AB equal to 2 cos alpha plus beta minus gamma. So here we have to use the product of, first take the product of A and B, AB. That is the product is, by using the De Moivre's property means just add the angles. So that is your AB value. Then take upon C, that is reciprocal of C. And again there is a De Moivre's property. The reciprocal complex number we have to take into numerator by changing the middle term sign. And then C upon AB, that is, this is the, first find only AB by C, find AB by C. Then take its reciprocal, and reciprocal means C upon AB value. And then take its square root means bracket raised to half power. And then find the right side answer. That is, you can use the De Moivre's theorem. So think on that, De Moivre's theorem is used or not, or you can use the De Moivre's property of product of complex numbers. Solve this again for homework. Then next is, evaluate this term 1 plus sin alpha plus I cos alpha upon 1 plus sin alpha minus I cos alpha bracket raised to n. So here again bracket raised to some power is there, so definitely we have to use the De Moivre's theorem and their properties. So how to simplify this? So there is one adjustment. This type of example we have to remember. This is the general example. In exam you may ask, instead of alpha there will be pi by 2, pi by 8. That is particular angle will be given in the exam. So this is the general example you can remember, and similarly if the particular angle is given, then you can use this example, and similarly instead of alpha just replace that angle only. You can get the answer for that example. So here this type of example we have to remember, because there is a adjustment we have to remember. So what is the adjustment? So first find one value. Here in this example we are solving only numerator, not we have taken the denominator here. So this is the adjustment. So consider only numerator. In that consider 1. We have to put the value of 1. So what is the value of 1? As here alpha angle is used, so we have to use the formula in terms of alpha for one value. So 1 you can take as sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. This is your formula. So sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Hence this example contains alpha angle. Hence in terms of alpha you have to take the formula. So 1 we have to replace by sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. Then this is the main important adjustment we have to remember directly. There is no any reason why we are using this. Just this is the called adjustment. So just remember this. So 1 we have to replace by sin square plus cos square. So again simplify this. Change this plus sign by minus. How to change this? By introducing I square. So take here minus sign and again include this I square. So after simplification I square value is minus 1, this minus 1 and this minus 1 get plus. So change this plus sign by taking minus I square. So sin square alpha minus I square cos square alpha. Now apply a square minus b square formula. This is your a. Here a is sin alpha and b is I cos alpha. A square minus b square. So this a square minus b square formula we have to apply here. So a plus b, a minus b. Sin alpha plus I cos alpha, sin alpha minus I cos alpha. So to use this formula, a square minus b square formula, we have to change this plus sign to minus sign by taking minus I square in the middle term. Then this one value we have to write as this multiplication of these two brackets. Now consider the numerator only, 1 plus sin alpha plus I cos alpha. Replace this 1 by these two brackets. And third, sin alpha plus I cos alpha, write as it is. So this is your numerator only. Then in this example, this sin alpha plus I cos alpha, this bracket is common. This bracket and this bracket. So take the bracket common. So sin alpha plus I cos alpha, and in bracket this bracket is remaining sin alpha minus I cos alpha, and the bracket we have taken common, so remaining number is 1. So here this bracket we have taken common. Then this term is similar to this. So take in on the left side, because this is your required term. This is your required term. Hence, in this example, we have assume only numerator, and by simplifying this numerator, we get the denominator on right side. This is your denominator. We get the denominator on right side. Take this denominator to left side, we get the required term. So here what we have done here, what is the adjustment? We have used the formula sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1 for this one, and theta, this angle is general. This example contains the angle alpha, hence we have used alpha angle. So sin square alpha plus cos square alpha equal to 1. Now we have changed the plus sign, middle plus sign, by taking minus I square, and using a square minus b square formula, we have a plus b, a minus b. Then considering the numerator only and taking the common term, common bracket, we get the denominator on right side. Take this denominator term to the left side, we get the required term. So this is your required term. We get sin alpha plus I cos alpha. Now we have to take the bracket raised to n, because in this example we have to evaluate this bracket raised to n power. So take its nth power. So this bracket raised to n equal to right side raised to n. So sin alpha plus I cos alpha raised to n. So here sin alpha plus I cos alpha raised to n. So here we can't apply De Moivre's theorem, because for the De Moivre's theorem, the first term should be cos term and second term should be imaginary term should be I sin term. Then only we can use the De Moivre's theorem, that is cos n theta plus I sin n theta. But for this, which contains sin term first and ith coefficient is cos, for De Moivre's theorem, for applying De Moivre's theorem, the ith coefficient should be sin and rest is cos. But here we get the reverse sequence, sin alpha plus I cos alpha. So bracket raised to n. So we can't solve this power term by using De Moivre's theorem. So there is one hint that if we convert this sin term to cos term and this cos term to sin term, then we can use the De Moivre's theorem. What is the hint? We get this term and we want bracket raised to n, that is this bracket raised to n. So we can't take this power n, or we can't apply the De Moivre's theorem for this term, because this term contains first term sin and ith coefficient is here cos. But for De Moivre's theorem, ith coefficient should be sin term or sin function and rest of the cos function. So there is one hint that to apply De Moivre's theorem, you can convert this sin term into cos term and cos term into sin term and then apply the De Moivre's theorem. How to convert sin into cos and cos into sin? So we have to change the angle for that. So sin alpha means these are the some kind of formulae. So sin alpha is cos pi by 2 minus alpha. This is your pi, cos pi by 2 minus theta is sin theta. So cos pi by 2 minus alpha is sin alpha, and sin pi by 2 minus theta is cos theta. That is sin pi by 2 minus alpha is cos theta. So in this way, this is your hint to apply the De Moivre's theorem. So for De Moivre's theorem, there is a power n. So for De Moivre's theorem, the first value, the first function should be cos term, second function should be sin, ith coefficient should be sin. Hence for that we are converting sin term into cos by changing the angle. Cos pi by 2 minus theta is sin theta, sin pi by 2 minus theta is cos theta. Now we can apply the De Moivre's theorem. So here cos pi by sin alpha is cos pi by 2 minus alpha plus I cos alpha is sin pi by 2 minus alpha. Then bracket raised to n we want. Now I apply De Moivre's theorem, that is eliminate this n power, that is multiply this n to each angle. So cos n pi by 2 minus alpha plus I sin n pi by 2 minus alpha. You can multiply this n to this angle or keep as it is. So this is your required answer. So here to evaluate this type of example, we consider only left side, we consider only numerator. In numerator, we first find one value. One value means sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. Then we change the middle sign, plus sign, by taking minus I square and use the a square minus b square formula. And then consider the numerator, putting the values, taking the common bracket, we get this denominator on the right side. This denominator on this right side. So to get the required term, take this denominator term, required denominator term, which we got on the right side, take this on left side, we get the required term. And then take bracket raised to n. So we can't simplify the right side bracket raised to n because or we can't simplify or we can't apply the De Moivre's theorem. For applying De Moivre's theorem, convert this sin term into cos, cos into sin, and apply De Moivre's theorem, we get the answer. Next is similarly, this is you can take as a homework. Just there is a, instead of sin there is a cos, and instead of cos there is a sin. If any doubts you can ask later. So this is your homework example. Then next is simplify this example. So this numerator contains 2 brackets, denominator contains 2 brackets. So there are cosine terms, complex numbers are there in this form. Cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta bracket raised to 7, cos 3 theta plus I sin 3 theta bracket raised to minus 5, this bracket raised to 12, this bracket raised to minus 6. So how to simplify this? So this example is very simple. In this example we have to use the, as there is a complex number with power, hence there is one hint that there is a definitely we have to use the De Moivre's theorem. So write this expression. So how to solve this? So here we have to use the De Moivre's theorem properties in reverse order. So here all the brackets are different. Here the angle is 2 theta, 3 theta, 4 theta, and here 5 theta. So first step is what? We have to convert this bracket equal to same brackets. That is the brackets should be same. All the brackets should be same. In that way we have to use the De Moivre's properties. So how to use? So here take this 2 in power. Take this 3 in power, 4 in power, 5 in power. How we are using or how we are taking this 2, 4 and 3, 5 into the power? This is your De Moivre's property. What is the property? If you consider this only, cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. So you can take this 2 into the power, cos theta plus I sin theta. This is your reverse De Moivre's property. So cos theta plus I sin theta bracket square. Apply De Moivre's property, we get cos theta 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. So this will get. So take this number into power by using reverse De Moivre's property. So take this 2 into power. So 2 into 7 we get 2 into 7, that is 14. Then 3 into minus 5, that is minus 15. Then take 4 into power, that is 4 into 12. And 5 into power. So now here all these 3 terms, first, second and third, the middle sign is plus. Okay. Hence we are taking only 2 into power, 3 into power, 4 into power. So 3 brackets will be same. Cos theta plus I sin theta. So here first bracket cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta bracket raised to 7. So apply De Moivre's property in reverse order. So cos theta plus I sin theta bracket raised to 2 into 7, that is equal to 14. Then second bracket is cos 3 theta I sin 3 theta bracket raised to minus 5. So take 3 in power. So same bracket we get cos theta plus I sin theta bracket raised to 3 into minus 5, that is minus 50. Then third bracket is also same, cos 4 theta plus I sin 4 theta bracket raised to 12 equal to, take this 4 in power, again we get the same bracket cos theta plus I sin theta bracket raised to 4 into 12, that is 48. So here what is the hint to solve this type of example to apply the De Moivre's theorem? So convert the different brackets into similar brackets. So this is the similar brackets. There is only question about this fourth bracket. So fourth bracket is cos 5 theta minus I sin 5 theta bracket raised to minus 6. So how to change this minus sign? Because we want same bracket, that is cos theta plus I sin theta. We want plus sign only. So here there is a different sign instead of this. So how to change this minus sign? So there is a hint that you can take, you are not here. We don't have to take only 5 to the power, we have to take this minus sign also, that is take minus 5 into power, and this minus 6 as it is, that is 30. So this is the change, that is to change this minus sign to this plus, that is take this 5 also, again minus sign, take this 5 into the power and also minus sign into the power, that is minus sign and 5 means minus 5, directly take minus 5 into the power. So this is the property, which property? Cos theta what is that? Cosine theta minus I sin n theta. So if we want this, if you have to change this minus sign, then change this minus to plus and take this minus sign to the power, that is minus sign. So here we have taken this minus sign and this 5 also to the power, so minus 5. Then we can get this similar brackets to all the in the all expression. So this is the fourth one we have to remember. Rest of the brackets contain plus sign, so there is no any change, but here not only we have to take the number only, we have to take minus sign also to get the similar brackets. Now we get raised to 14, minus 15, 48 and 38. So brackets are same, so take only one bracket and take this denominator into numerator. So we have this bracket raised to 14, this bracket raised to minus 15, we get bracket raised to 14, same bracket raised to minus 15, bracket raised to 48. Power should be, if you have to take the power term into numerator, the power will be having opposite sign, that is bracket raised to minus 48. Bracket raised to 30 means in numerator it will be bracket raised to minus 30. Now all the brackets are same, cos theta plus I sin theta. So what is that? Add the powers. So we have a raised to m, a raised to n. What is the simplification, power simplification? A raised to m plus 1. Just add the powers. So here bracket raised to 14, just add 14 minus 15 minus 48 minus 30, and by simplification we get cos theta plus I sin theta minus raised to minus 79. Apply De Moivre's theorem, we get cos 79 theta minus I sin 79 theta. This is again your property. This 79 number we have to multiply to this each angle, and this minus sign we have to take to the middle term. Or instead of this, if you use the De Moivre's theorem, so we have cos of minus 79 theta plus I sin minus 79 theta. Forget this. Remember this is simpler one. So cos of minus 79 theta plus I sin minus 79 theta. So apply the formula. Cos of minus theta is cos theta. Sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. Hence plus changes to minus. Sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So this is your answer. So this type of examples we have to solve by using the De Moivre's theorem and their properties. So one hint, there is a common to this type of examples that we should have to convert all the brackets to the one bracket only, that is similar brackets we want, and for that we have to apply the De Moivre's theorem or De Moivre's theorem properties. So here this you can take as a homework example. So here only one bracket is in the plus sign, so we have to convert this also to the plus sign, again this to the plus sign and this to the plus sign. So what is the there is no need to change this first bracket. The bracket is same, cos theta plus I sin theta raised to 4 as it is we have to write. Just convert these three brackets. So take 2 power take 2 number into power, again take minus sign also, that is minus 2 into 10, then 6 into minus sign, that is minus 6 into 15, then here there is no any number, so take only minus sign, that is minus sign minus 1 into minus 12. So take as a homework example. So these are some examples related to the De Moivre's theorem and their properties, and in some example we have applied the De Moivre's theorem or their properties in the reverse order. So in both way we have to apply the properties or the theorem. So these are some examples on the basis of De Moivre's theorem. So the next point is expansion of sin n theta and or cos n theta. So this we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.